Hey, that was almost like humor.
All right, welcome back. We just got done talking about like classic NES characters that were already in the game: Ice Climbers, Mr. Game & Watch, Rob, and then Josh rudely started talking about Joy Mecha Fight, whatever, with Sukapon, Skapon, whatever.
So
Yeah,
But-
Josh
the
got
brakes on.
Yeah, but we're
I
just
think
gonna
we're gonna go-
completely ignore all that and go to a different section, and we're gonna talk about
We're gonna
third-party characters.
Time travel a little bit,
Yeah.
and we're gonna go back to Solid Snake.
Wait,
Dun,
hang
dun,
on.
dun, dun,
Third
dun.
parties. One of
Yeah.
the third parties from Brawl is already definitely returning, which is Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
To the surprise of
I
nobody.
want to see Shadow.
Is anybody really sure?
They should add Tails, guys.
As soon as they made it clear that like Sonic Lost World was an exclusive and that like Nintendo, there was going to be more Mario and Sonic games, it was like, yeah, Sonic ain't going nowhere.
No, he's totally.
that was pretty clear.
Yeah,
And
can't
he's
wait
not.
till
And there's the Lost
Sega's
World stage.
just-
Yeah.
Can't wait till Sega's just totally integrated into Nintendo and is absorbed by them. It's gonna happen.
So
We
yeah.
also haven't touched on Mega Man and how fucking cool it is to have Mega Man, Sonic, and
Well-
Mario in one game.
It is fucking cool, and I love me some Mega Mans. But let's go back to Brawl a second.
All right.
Talk about Snake real quick.
Okay. So I
Yes.
want to talk about Snake for a second. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, as everybody already knows, there were two third-party characters. There was Sonic the Hedgehog, and there was Solid Snake. Solid Snake was the first third-party character announced, and he kind of paved the way for Sonic the Hedgehog. Once he was announced, everybody pretty much knew that if they were going to have another third-party character, they were going to have Sonic. And I think it's a big deal that Snake was the first one revealed, and
He was one of the
everything-
first 5 characters for Brawl revealed at all.
Yeah, like new
So-
characters, and that's a huge deal. That said, I do not think Snake is coming back. There are
Why is that?
there are a couple reasons for this. The first reason is Solid Snake was sort of put in as a favor to Kojima, who is Sakurai's friend, and
Right.
if you've read any kind of like old interviews and stuff, Kojima actually wanted Snake to be in Melee, but due to time constraints, he was not added. He asked about it late into the development of that game, and it just never happened. So it was kind of like a favoritism thing kind of going on there with him being added at all, which is fine. That's cool. Snake's cool. He's an iconic video game character. I get it. I really like playing as him and everything. It's super cool. That said, though, I don't think that's a good enough reason for him to stay. Not to mention, there really hasn't been any Metal Gear anything on Nintendo consoles in a long time. There was a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 for the 3DS, but nobody fucking bought it. And since then, there hasn't been a Metal Gear game or any word on a Metal Gear game coming since the Twin Snakes for the GameCube, and that was back, 2003, 2004, or something like that? That was a long time ago. Like, he didn't even really deserve to be in Brawl.
Brawl. Yeah.
And,
I want to, I agree, and, wholeheartedly. I feel like Snake doesn't deserve to be in the next Smash Bros. But, on one hand, that's kind of being, sort of fanboyish. Snake, like you said, you enjoy playing Snake. I enjoy playing Snake. He's a really fun character to play.
Yeah.
And, that might just be the most important thing. He offers something different from the rest of the cast, and he's fun to play.
Well, here's the,
I don't wanna-
here's the thing, though. I do think he's fun to play, and I would be totally fine with him being back, but I think he has the best chance of any character to be cut out of this game.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, I don't want to use language like he doesn't deserve to come back, because I think that he's got the name, he's got the clout that he does deserve to come back, but I don't think that the relationship between Kojima's studio and Nintendo is as strong now or is producing as much now as it was in the past. So based on that merit alone, I don't think he will make it back. Just because there's no reason for it. There's no commercial reason for him to be back in it.
Yeah, and the new Metal Gear Solid games are not coming to the Wii U, so there's
Right.
Yeah.
Nor do they have Snake.
Yeah, well, still, that doesn't matter. The new
But then
Pikmin
you
game
get into
doesn't
the
have
Marth
Olimar.
territory.
Yeah. No, I
Snake
agree.
and Brawl is an amalgamation of
Yeah.
Solid Snake and Naked Snake, just so you know.
No, I
Yeah.
I
Right.
totally know that, but that's why I kind of think it could go either way. I'm kind of on the fence. I think that it's In my opinion, it's equally as likely that he will return or not return.
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, as much as I don't think he'll return, I really don't see any huge reasons why he wouldn't. Because it's not like he was done to promote Metal Gear. He was done as a favor. He was done because it was he was doing something for a friend of his. And the reception was really good for Snake. People like Snake a lot. And there's no downside to removing him. Or there's no downside to keeping him. So I don't see why bother removing him.
Yeah, but
he's there.
At this point, the two third parties that we know of for sure are from companies and franchises that have a really strong relationship with Nintendo and Nintendo consoles. Like, yeah, okay, Sonic started out as a huge rival with Nintendo. Yeah. We all know that. But ever since the GameCube, Sonic has been producing more games for Nintendo consoles than any other consoles out there. Yeah. And with the new Sonic games, as Ricky mentioned, they're actually working with Nintendo to make these games and put them on their consoles. And with Mega Man, the Mega Man franchise was strictly Nintendo for many, many years. And it continued to support Nintendo consoles all through Mega Man's lifespan. Rest in peace, Mega Man. So
and they even put out games for Nintendo using Zelda and all of them under the Capcom or Capcom made games for Nintendo is what I'm saying. They made Zelda games for them and stuff like that. So
that is very true.
They've had a real good working relationship with Capcom.
That's not to say that I don't think Konami does. I think they do, but it's definitely less than these two. And I think going on that alone, I think that's reason to believe that Snake will not be back. I think if they're going to go with third-party characters, they're going to go with more that are just closer in relationship with Nintendo as a whole instead of as a relationship with Kojima.
That was going to be my next question, which is, do you think they're going to add more third-party characters, and if so, who?
That's the hard part, because I
wanted to quickly mention, go back to Mega Man real quick. In one of the videos that, they put out, where, I believe Sakurai...
It was the developer direct, yes.
Yeah. He was saying how they weren't just gonna, put any character in Smash Bros. Yeah. Mega Man had a history, and, they specifically picked classic Mega Man and made him look, closely related to the NES sprites and stuff like that.
Yes. The way he moves.
Yeah, exactly. The way he moves, all his, poses and stuff. They resemble the classic NES sprites.
They do, very much. Yeah.
That's just further adding on to, they have to have, a really good relationship with Nintendo.
Yeah.
And Konami doesn't really have that, because here you have Metal Gear Solid 5 on the other consoles and stuff like that. The mainline Metal Gear Solid games, not on Wii U.
But here's the thing: is it Konami or is it Kojima that we're worried about the relationship with? Because it's Kojima who got Snake put into Smash Brothers, not Konami.
I know that. I understand that, and that's why I said that. I think now, basing it on the two characters that we have now, and not based on Snake being in Brawl, it seems to be based on characters that have a relationship with Nintendo and not a relationship with Sakurai. That's all I'm saying.
But based on what we've seen get in the games already, Snake's already been there. It's not like we're pulling Snake out of thin air. Snake's got a history of being in the franchise. So and I think that adds a lot.
I agree with you, but I think I think personally that they're going to go with a new character instead of Snake.
Such as?
That's where it gets difficult, because I'm not sure. They could go with Pac-Man, because
Pac-Man is pretty iconic.
And Namco is working on the game.
The problem with Pac-Man is, I think he's a lot less relevant than Mega Man at this point.
He is.
Oh yeah,
he's got a new game and a TV series, guys.
Yeah, he's also a legacy character. He's only popular because he's always been popular. That's why Pac-Man's popular.
Right, but Sonic and Mega Man are in it, and Sonic, Mega Man, Mario, and Pac-Man could be argued as the four most iconic video game characters of all time. So I don't see why that's so far-fetched.
That's true, but Pac-Man also didn't get his start on the Nintendo like Mega Man did.
And Sonic.
Or Snake. Oh wait,
Snake did.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
MSX.
Metal Gear on the NES was not
Was a
Metal
port.
Gear.
Oh, it was
It's
a
a
port.
port.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hey, but speaking of Konami acquired Hudson, and
Master Higgins confirmed for Brawl.
yes, Master Higgins is exactly what I was thinking of.
Wait, really?
Kaizo.
Bomberman.
Kaizo
He's
Hor-
thinking of Bomberman.
No, I was thinking of Bonk.
No, you
No,
weren't. Talk
It's
about
totally Bomberman.
Oh my god. I hope so.
But yes, Bomberman is not as iconic as Pac-Man, but he's one of the more iconic video game mascots, and I think he would be interesting to play as.
I think if
Can
we're
I
gonna
just say
go,
that I'm equally excited at the idea of having Bomberman, Bonk, and Master Higgins in a Smash Brothers game?
All three of those are on the same ground for you.
I think
Totally.
if we're gonna go with a Konami character that's not Snake, I want to see Simon Belmont.
Well, yeah,
There
obviously.
was a new
Yeah.
Castlevania game for the 3DS that wasn't
Yeah.
good, but
Castlevania as a franchise does have more close ties to Nintendo than
Yeah, they've been on the DS and the 3DS. And...
Well, even just like the first four big
Oh, yeah.
Castlevania games were all exclusively on
Super
Nintendo
Nintendo.
consoles.
yeah. Oh yeah,
That's
they've been there since the beginning.
Like,
Yeah, Symphony of the Night was the fifth big Castlevania game. I said the first
Right.
four.
yeah, I know. I'm saying, and then Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can say the same about Final Fantasy, can't you? Like the first
You can.
6 were on Nintendo consoles.
I think there's a good case for a Final Fantasy character too. The problem is, I don't think it would be Cloud.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Is who do you pick? Personally,
It'd be Sora, guys.
That's a
been on
whole other
Nintendo
rights
console.
problem
no
because
joke,
then
I would actually be completely okay with Sora, but
Yeah,
that
but-
opens up legal problems.
yeah, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Disney.
With Disney, yeah.
And Disney's not nice.
But what I was gonna say, if I was gonna do a SquareSoft, a Final Fantasy rep, there's two that I would want. I would want either Chocobo, who has his own series of games. This is kind of important.
PlayStation.
there were some
And
on
the DS.
Oh, that's true.
Or Black Mage, who is just sort of a general series.
It would 100% be Black Mage because Black Mage is the 8-bit Nintendo sprite is what you think of when you think of Black Mage.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be the SquareSoft character to go to.
Not to mention, Black Mage was also a generic character in the Mario basketball game, and
Right?
Yes, that is important to consider.
Yeah.
When not Chocobo or Mog or any of the other mascot characters
Mog
like
is-
Cactuar.
I think
Mog is possible.
I think
but
those are
I think
all
that,
good choices, but I think Chocobo and Black Mage have the best chance.
Yeah.
I think.
If they do Square at all.
Those
Yeah,
are the two
but-
that I would want. I love
Yeah.
Cloud, but I don't think just because he's the most. That's the most highest selling, most popular Final Fantasy game. That doesn't mean he's the best representative of it. In fact,
also-
Final Fantasy VII had a pretty drastically different setting and art direction than any of the games that came before it. It was actually kind of a departure from Final Fantasy, which is part of what made it so popular. But it does mean that it doesn't totally represent the series.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it also represents the break in the relationship between Nintendo and Square.
Yes.
yeah.
The only
Exactly
Nintendo console games that Cloud has ever been in are Kingdom Hearts games and a rhythm game. So
Yeah. I do want to quickly mention, since you guys are talking about Black Mage, I know this is a fan creation, but the Super Smash Flash has Black Mage playable, and he's pretty fun. I really like what they did with that. Yeah.
Square's big enough,
I mean-
and important enough, and has a
Yeah.
good enough relationship with Nintendo, especially
Now.
now.
They need the money badly enough that they would.
Dude, that would be fucking nutty if they announced Final Fantasy VII HD on
Wii U.
Nintendo console.
The Wii U.
No, on the 3DS.
That would be HD then.
No, it'll be in 3D.
But
It'll be 3D instead of HD. Excuse me.
to bring it back, I think that if we get away with only having Mega Man and Sonic as the third parties in the new Smash Brothers game, I am 100% fine with that.
I am too.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's still pretty mind blowing. People say, "Oh my God, Mario versus Sonic versus Mega Man." Yeah, that's pretty mind blowing. But you got to give credit to Link. As I think those are the 4 most iconic video game characters that
Of
there
all
are.
time.
In
Yeah.
my opinion, I know I'm a little biased because I'm kind of a Nintendo fanboy, but like, if you ask me like who are the 4 most iconic video game characters of all time, I would probably say Mario, Link, Mega Man, Sonic.
I mean, I'd throw Pac-Man in there too,
Yeah.
but
Donkey Kong.
what about him? He didn't become, I don't think, a big name until Super Nintendo even. But
And then he kind of
No.
dropped off the map after Rare left.
Yeah,
That's true.
Cool.
well, no, he was.
Donkey
Well,
Kong
yeah, I guess.
arcade game was like, I thought it was a big deal.
Donkey
was.
Kong Arcade is a huge deal and a hugely popular, hugely iconic game. That doesn't mean Donkey Kong himself as a character is hugely popular. The game, yes. Character, not so much.
As a concept. I
Yeah.
think.
yeah.
So, any last thoughts on third party?
Third parties? I want to see Gordon Freeman.
Anyway,
nope.
so I guess not.
Well, Ricky kind of mentioned it earlier. I could kind of see Rayman. I'm not so sure
Yeah?
that he would
Did
be.
I say Rayman?
No, but you mentioned
You did.
Rayman Legends earlier.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I
Well,
could,
That would make
right
sense.
now, like Ubisoft is kind of the only company working with the Wii U. So.
They are. Yeah, no, Ubisoft is trying to work with Nintendo. It's for sure. They
Yeah.
they have a decent enough relationship. I could see it, but I don't know that it's as likely as Pac-Man or Bomberman.
No, it's not.
People have also,
It's not.
also been batting around Bayonetta or the dude from Wonderful 101.
I would
Oh,
be
yeah.
totally okay with either of those. I
Yeah.
know there's going to be a lot of people who are like, Bayonetta's way too sexualized to be in a Smash Brothers game. And like, yeah, she sort of is,
Zero
but
Suit Samus.
yeah, exactly. I feel like if Snake and Zero Suit Samus can work, and yes, I am saying that Snake was hypersexualized in Brawl.
He's got
ass.
But
he's got that ass.
I feel like if they can fit into this universe, then I don't see why Bayonetta could not.
I think I think they both also have a pretty decent chance because Nintendo kind of has some claim in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful 101, I believe the rights sort of fall like half with Nintendo, if I am to.
Who made those games? Or who made Wonderful 101? I
Platinum.
don't even know.
Both
Is
of
it
those
Platinum?
games were by Platinum Games.
But
Yes,
Nintendo
Okay.
is like
Is Platinum
Nintendo's
owned by
Platinum?
no,
they're their own thing.
Sega financed Bayonetta 1.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
They were their
Nintendo.
publisher for a bunch of their games, like
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Max Anarchy, Mad World.
Nintendo
So is
financed.
Platinum like the new Rare?
Mm,
No, that's retro.
No.
they're kind of a
Okay.
free agent, but they are working closely with Nintendo now because Nintendo financed Bayonetta 2, and
Okay.
they made Wonderful 101. So
The
All right, that makes sense.
I could see either of them being in. I'm not so sure that it's likely. Wonderful 101 didn't do well anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
that
it's
could-
rather unfortunate.
That could really hurt them. I mean, this
Just-
game is obviously in development before that they could have possibly known that, so they could have been working on him as a character.
yeah. On the flip side, Smash Brothers launched Fire Emblem in the West, so
It
they
did.
could use it as kind of a backdoor promotion for Wonderful 101.
They could, but by the time this game comes out, Wonderful 101 will no longer be in print.
Yeah,
Ouch.
probably already is. Like, it's such a sad story for Platinum Games. They never get a break. Like,
Yeah,
they
but-
make great games. Actually, they got a break with Metal Gear Rising.
It's just because it was Metal Gear.
here's
Yeah.
the thing, though. Being in print is not as big a deal anymore because
No,
you
I
can download games on the Wii U.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. It was just a joke.
Yeah.
A joke. I was just making fun of the fact that it made no money at all. Zero money.
Which is unfortunate because they thought it was going to be a system seller.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's talk about. We already covered first party new characters a little bit.
Well, that's
But we need to cover it in much greater detail.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like characters from franchises that don't exist. That's we can.
Oh, say Little Mac.
Say most likely characters.
Yeah. Let's lead off with Little Mac. I think his chances are. Matt said earlier that he thinks Dixie Kong has the best chance of anybody. I think Little Mac has the best chance of anybody.
I did too.
I think that most of the characters that I want were assist trophies in the last game, and all of them, Little Mac, Starfy, Isaac, they've all had reasons to be promoted since Brawl came out. Punch Out, there was a new Punch Out, since Brawl came out. It made it relevant again.
It was well received.
Little Mac is such an iconic, important character to Nintendo, and he fights in his game. That's what he does, so it's easy to come up with a moveset for him. I think that I would honestly be surprised if Little Mac was not in this game.
Despite what Don says about Villager and his boxing gloves.
He was trolling with that.
I was obviously trolling, man.
I know, I'm kidding.
It's weird.
That move does come out of nowhere.
It
like,
is weird, yeah. You can't even have boxing gloves in Animal Crossing. Like, where the fuck did that move come from?
The closest thing to violence in Animal Crossing are the axe, the net, and the toy hammer. That is the closest thing to violence in Animal Crossing.
And the AK-47. No, I think Little Mac. I think he's almost guaranteed. I want to say.
I think he's
a lock.
We've got
the boxing ring. We've got.
I think he's a lock.
We've got his relevance. We've got the fact that he's on the radar. He was an assist trophy in the last game. Yeah. I'd be shocked if he wasn't in it.
Yeah, like I said, I think Dixie Kong has the best chance, but right behind Dixie Kong, if only by a smidge, I think Little Mac is a lock.
I would put Little Mac ahead of Dixie.
I would too. I think
I would.
And I just want to say, not to, toot our own horns or anything, but we called Diddy Kong and King Dedede pretty early in the game before the last game came out.
Yeah, but those were those characters are on a different level than the ones we're talking about right now.
Let's name all the characters, and then we'll be right.
Yeah,
just like guess as many as we can. Better chances.
In other characters that have been announced already, we've got the Wii Fit trainer, and we've got the Animal Crossing Villager, as we mentioned. And
I think those two are super important because that literally opens the door to fucking anything.
It does.
The second the Wii Fit trainer was announced, all bets were off.
I'm so glad about the Wii Fit trainer. I love that she's in the game. I didn't at first. I was like, what the fuck? Why? Which I think is the natural human...
Everybody had that same knee-jerk reaction.
I think that's just the natural human response to her. Because what the fuck? Why? But I love it. I think it's brilliant. And one of the things that Sakurai said pretty much immediately was like, I've gotten a lot of requests for new characters, and nobody requested me. And that's exactly why I'm putting her in the game.
And it's brilliant because it's giving the people something they didn't know they wanted.
Yeah.
That is exactly how I felt. Like, I was like, I didn't know I wanted this, but I can't live in a world without it.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm so attached to the idea of Wii Fit Trainer. I think she's a perfect way to represent, the
Wii generation.
Yeah, everybody kind of shits on the Wii as like, oh, that's casual shit. But, that casual shit outsold both other consoles from that generation by more than 20 million units. Okay? Wow. They laughed all the way to the bank. And that whole line of, like, Wii-branded games, I think Wii Fit Trainer is the perfect choice to represent them. She's kind of the only, like...
Other than the Mii.
Well, other than, like, Mii, which is a little... You open up Mii and you get a little dicey there.
Yeah, because they're customizable and all that shit.
Yeah, but I think that Wii Fit Trainer perfectly, encapsulates that whole era of gaming.
The Wii is such a huge part of Nintendo history, and that brand is so huge, and I think the Wii Fit Trainer, like you said, is great. And the thing with the Wii Fit Trainer that kind of... It's such a huge what the fuck character, but they normally save that for last, so I'm kind of like, is there going to be another one? Is there going to be a character in this game that I see coming less than I saw the Wii Fit Trainer coming?
It would be impressive.
It's the Wii Fit pad as playable characters.
He's already in the background
He's, like, bouncing around all the place.
Yeah.
Trying to picture that right now, and I'm...
How about the fact that they revealed that there's pretty much an alternate costume for the Wii Fit Trainer in the male Wii Fit Trainer?
Pretty exciting.
Pretty great.
Yeah. Do you think that they'll do the same thing for the Villager and have a female Animal Crossing Villager?
Absolutely.
I'd be surprised if they didn't, honestly.
So would I.
But what if that's only an assist? The
It's
male.
not
I know
an
they're
assist.
doing they're doing the exact same pose and everything, but they didn't fully say that hey, this is a costume.
Of course not. It's a tease. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get people hyped. They're trying to get people excited. So of course they can reveal everything.
I think it's a costume.
I'm just being that guy who's saying, well, what if it?
No, that's fine. Devil's advocate, please.
Yeah, devil's advocate. Yeah.
I think the Wii Fit trainer and the villager, who are both announced the same day, are both kind of generic. They're avatar characters is exactly what they are. And I think giving them the option between male and female is 100% what they should do. Because I read like a really stupid like argument on Tumblr, of course, about why the villager.
Good. Please bring it up.
Yeah, why the villager was male instead of female, and I'm just like, you guys are fucking morons. But
no.
But
here's the thing. I think the default gender for villager is male. Default gender for Wii Fit trainers female. You can switch them both.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's what's going to
happen.
That's it. 100% think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There should be a female Link.
There should be, but not in this game.
There is. It's all Zelda.
Nope.
God. There was that question that Sakurai got a while ago about costumes, and he said that he's not going to do it because it takes away the originality. But a lot of people have interpreted that to mean that he kind of misunderstood the question and thought that people were asking if you'd be able to put like a Mario hat on a Link or something like that instead of having an alternate skin for the characters. So do you think that having alternate skins for other characters who aren't Wii Fit Trainer or Villager or Wario is a possibility?
I hope so. I would love that, but I have no idea. I think it could go either way.
Yeah, it's been 3 games so far, and we still haven't gotten them. So like, I can see
Oh,
that.
we have
Wario.
Wario counts, man.
Yeah, he counts as one character.
Right.
He still has an alternate costume.
He does, and he only has an alternate costume because they went with the not normal Wario costume.
I mean, who knows? People loved that, so they might pick up on the fact that people got such a kick out of that. They might put it in the new game, but you know, who's to say? At this point, it's anybody's guess.
Yeah,
I really hope so because I mean, if Project M is any indication, people love it.
Yes.
And why wouldn't they? Because who doesn't want to play as Dry Bowser or Dr. Mario?
Biker Chick Peach.
The thing that you start to get into with that though is like hitboxes, and then you also like people always are like, well, why can't I just like give Pikachu an alternate costume to play as Pichu? And I'm just like, I don't want them to change the character into another character. I think that's really stupid.
It's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
Why would they?
But people make that argument all the time.
Because people are fucking stupid. Rule number 1: people are fucking stupid. I think that if it's just a reskin, like in the case of a Dry Bowser or a Dr. Mario, hitboxes shouldn't be much of a problem.
Yeah, no, you're right. But it's when you get into like different kinds of costumes that it starts becoming a problem.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, like Pikachu had the hats, and that didn't really alter his hitbox.
Yeah, his ears
that's true.
Just
that was way
fucking hats.
That was way back in the N64.
Yeah.
I want to talk more about other other franchises that we think might need.
Okay. Let's go for it.
Yeah, this is we kind of like sort of veered off.
I wanted to backtrack and get the ones that are included before we moved on to other new games real quick.
Okay.
So let's move forward.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Like I said earlier, a lot of the new characters that I want were assist trophies in the last game. So let's move down the line here. What do you guys think about Starfy?
I like
first.
I like Starfy a lot, and I would love for him to be playable. Most people don't realize that he actually has 5 games.
Yeah.
Because we only got one of them, and as far as I know, it didn't do so well.
No, but I think it is significant that we got it in the U.S.
And we got it after Brawl.
And that we got it after Brawl. Yeah. Since Brawl came out, Starfy has debuted in the U.S. I think that's huge. I think that. He could easily parlay that into.
I think that Starfy was forgotten as quickly as he was introduced, though.
Yeah, but then Nintendo forget about him. It doesn't matter if we forgot about him.
Right. You forgot about the Ice Climbers, and you forgot about Pit. But they both came back.
I never forgot about Pit.
Okay, when I say, I mean a general you. I mean.
Oh, okay. The royal you.
Yeah, the royal you.
That sounds like a bad reality TV show.
But, yeah, I think Starfy's chances are not too bad.
And
I
he does a lot of things in his games that could easily translate into a moveset.
Yeah, he has. It would be incredibly easy to come up with a moveset for him. A lot of people. If you see a lot of people who haven't played all the Starfy games are just like, oh, he's just got like little nub arms. Like, what could he possibly do? You'd be
Everything
surprised.
ever.
He's about as versatile as like Smash Kirby in Amazing Mirror. Like, he's got a crazy arsenal of stuff that he can do. I don't know.
As somebody who has never played Starfy but is kind of marginally aware, I'd be okay with it, but I'm not going to be upset either way. I think he's fine as an assist trophy, and if he stays that way, okay.
No, yeah. If he's not playable, I'm not going to cry about it. But I think his odds are. I'm not going to say they're good, but I think they're okay. I wouldn't be too surprised if
he's got better odds than some characters, but again, Wii Fit Trainer, so.
Like Gino?
Yeah. Let's not even go there.
Okay, so next in line, what do you guys think about Isaac?
I would want him because, another sword character, why not? But he is so much with his Psi energy that it doesn't even matter that he has a sword.
Yeah. He would be different from Marth tonight because of his crazy magic skills. I mean, he would use the sword, don't get me wrong. He kind of has to, but he would. I would expect if they did add Isaac that he would do a lot of other things too, because of all the how important magic and Jin are in that game's universe.
Right, and then they could even replace his assist trophy with his son.
Yeah,
if they wanted to. So
that's true.
No skin off your balls.
That's true.
I've never heard it put that way.
Yeah, here's the thing about Isaac. Like I said about Little Mac. Since For All came out, there's been another Golden Sun game that Isaac was in. Yeah, he wasn't the main character, but we go back to the kind of the Marth thing. Like, he was the first main character, so that's the one that you do if you're going to do a Golden Sun representative. And I think they should. I think it's had 3 games. That's as many as Earthbound. I think it's got enough of a cult following like Earthbound that I think Golden Sun...
Enough of a cult following like Earthbound?
Yeah.
Earthbound's got a rabid cult following.
Okay, yeah, maybe not as big. I think that
it's there though.
Let me put it to you this way. I think Golden Sun right now has a bigger cult following than Earthbound did when Smash Brothers 1 came out.
I don't even know about that. I would compare it more to maybe a Fire Emblem fan base. Would you think?
I think Fire Emblem has a bigger fan base than Golden Sun.
At this point, Etho?
Well, that's because the new game is
coming. All right.
I don't know. I think that Isaac's chances are pretty good.
Okay.
And he's a character that I want, so I'm a little biased, but I think that his odds are of any, if they're going to add a character from a new franchise, I think Little Mac #1 with a bullet. I think Isaac's up there, top 3 at least.
Yeah. I mean, Golden Sun is a franchise that I've been aware of for a while, and I just, I haven't played it, but I know of it. I know it exists. It's always kind of there,
Yeah. I don't want to interrupt anybody, but since we're on the topic of new characters from RPGs, Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ah.
I think Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles has a huge chance of being in this game.
I don't know that I would use the word huge, but I do think his odds are pretty good.
I understand that he's relatively new, but that game was just a big deal for Nintendo. It was a big deal for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Who owns that franchise?
Nintendo does.
Monolith Soft.
Nintendo owns Monolith Soft, though.
Yeah,
right.
Monolith,
do they?
They do.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, well then, shit.
And there's a new.
Hey, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I guess is the new game coming out?
It's not from the series, but it's by Monolith Soft.
It's almost the exact same fucking thing.
Right now, it's just called X, but I'm sure that's just a code name. But I was gonna say that Sakurai, just a Twitter, but he tweeted a picture of a Monado, at the I think it was an orchestra or something like that. That's the sword, by the way.
Yeah, the sword from Xenoblade is called the Monado.
Oh, neat. Well, then he's aware of it.
Yeah.
How about this? Do you think that there's a possibility, since we've been getting a lot of stuff about Pilot Wings, that there's going to be anything from that series beyond a stage?
No,
I don't think so. I think that the stage is the perfect way to represent Pilot Wings, because
I agree.
Pilot Wings is not a game about characters; it's a game about exploring worlds. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm a steel diver.
No, they are coming out with a new Steel Diver game, but there are no characters in that game.
I gotta tell you right now, we should save this for our stages discussion, but I would love a Steel Diver stage.
How about an endless ocean stage?
That would be awesome too.
It would be endless.
Are there any other characters that we want to talk about?
Saki.
Saki. Oh yeah, wow, I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Again, like with Starfy, like with Punch Out, like with Golden Sun, there was a new Sin and Punishment game that came out in the U.S. since Brawl. So I think that's
because of the virtual console release of Sin and Punishment.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think Saki's odds are like super great because Sin and Punishment on the Wii didn't sell really well, but
it was a good game from what I heard.
It was a good game. I played it. I enjoyed it, and I think that Saki wasn't in it. But again, how many times do we need to bring up the whole Marth thing of like first character gets the slot
Every single time.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we got Saki, but I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't. So
right. Are there any other trophies? I mean, there's Barbara, the guitar chick. Who's never going to be seen again.
We're not going to get Barbara.
There's
Ray Mark II. Ray Mark II.
Advanced Wars.
Ray
Mark II.
Ray Mark III.
Ray Mark III or 2 or whatever. I think his odds are pretty decent because, like David keeps saying, we have all the important characters. We kind of need to start branching out to other smaller franchises. And Custom Robo has had a lot of games, and none of them have.
Robo.
None of them.
Also Chibi Robo.
Chibi Robo likes that franchise. Chibi Robo's actually had like 4 games or something like that in Japan. I think Chibi Robo's awesome, but I don't know that it's gonna be playable in the Smash Bros. I would lose my shit, but I do not see it happening.
Too small for Brawl.
Kirby's supposed to be what, like 6 inches tall?
Okay, Olimar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pikachu's like 1'4" and he's like half the size of everyone. So.
Yeah.
Olimar.
Olimar is the ultimate argument.
Discussion over.
I was joking. Come on.
I know you. But Ray from Custom Robo, I think his odds are pretty good as well.
How about Jill and the Drill Dozer?
I don't think her odds are good, but I would love it.
I really want Jill from Drill Dozer because I think that it would be really unique. It would be kind of like a small heavyweight character. I think that would be really cool. Plus, she's a girl, and that game is awesome and totally underrated. But
it's fun
because of that. It's also not going to be in the game.
It's also underrated.
Yeah, she is gonna fine as an assist trophy.
Yeah, I think that's a good place for her.
What about
I want to see Harmonite guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what about the new characters that they've introduced on the 3DS, like Dylan from Dylan's Rolling Western?
I haven't even played either of those 2 games, but there are 2 games with Dylan, and I would be totally
Is
cool.
that the armadillo guy?
Yeah. I would have 0 complaints if he was playable. I don't know what could possibly happen with him, but I would be totally down to play as Dylan.
I mean, if Fat Princess can be in that PlayStation fighting game...
Okay, that's a whole other bag.
Yeah, they were kind of hurting for characters, so... but Pushmo had 2 games, too.
It did, but
Pushmo
the thing about
stage.
Pushmo, I think, will be a stage. I'm going to call that right now. But I think the difference between Mallow and Dylan is that, like, Dylan has, like, all these different moves. I mean, he can roll up, he can, like, lay traps, he can...
he's a cowboy, so we can assume he has a gun.
Yeah, he can do all this stuff. Mallow pushes and pulls. That's
what if,
dude,
what if Dylan is just a reskin?
Time.
What if Dylan is just a reskin of Solid Snake?
Just as tall.
My joke's not nearly as funny about that, but guys, we have Captain Falcon. He drives a car. Mallow does does one more thing than Captain Falcon does.
That is true. That is very true. Mallow does more in his game than Captain Falcon does in his.
Very true.
I literally didn't even think of that.
How about Captain Rainbow?
Aw, Captain Rainbow. Dude.
I didn't even know what Captain Rainbow does in his own game.
Nobody does.
He uses a yo-yo. He uses a yo-yo, but nobody played that game at
You notice
all.
how there's nobody in the world anymore saying, "Hey, Gino should really be in the new Smash Brothers game."
Yeah, it's past, man. It's past.
His ship has sailed.
It has.
Yep.
Brawl was like his last shot, and
R.I.P. Gino.
Yeah.
We remember you.
I love Gino, and like, yeah, it would be awesome to see him playable, but it's too.
He never will be ever.
It's too long gone. He doesn't deserve.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, it's just
I
too
wouldn't
long.
say he doesn't deserve it. I would say that he's like you said, he's had his shot, and it didn't happen. So there's pretty much no chance it's going to happen now.
There you go.
Flim Blue Wario for Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
God damn, that's an old.
Here's one that I think everybody is forgetting that actually was kind of a big series for a while. Advance Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned
Oh, yeah.
Advance Wars earlier.
No, what did you say
because
about it?
nobody heard me. Problem with Advance Wars is they haven't had a game in a little bit. Like, they did the reboot, Days of Ruin, but they haven't really done much since.
Does Advance Wars even have any characters in it? Or is it
Yeah.
just-
Sure
Yeah,
it
it's got
does.
Andy.
Okay.
And
Yeah, they,
Oh
like,
yeah, that's
Pearl.
right.
before the reboot, like, they had recurring characters. Andy, Sammy, Max, Eagle.
What
Plenty
if they
plenty
did your idea with Porky and they just put one of the characters in a tank that he was fighting in the whole time?
Like a
For
smart
Advance
tank.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd
It
be,
transforms into a plane when you use your PO.
I'd be down. I'd be okay with it.
I think it would be cool to have, like, Andy, like, him and his wrench, just, like, whacking stuff with his wrench.
Yeah. No, I'd totally be okay with that.
How about Excite Biker?
Nope. I'm pretty sure Sakurai already vetoed that one.
I
That
know.
was pretty quick enough.
So,
I feel
is
like
that it for characters?
Sakurai said something about the Excite Biker. He was like, "Well, the
He
Excite
couldn't
Biker
figure out what
yeah.
to make him do.
can't be seen without his bike, and we couldn't really get the bike
Right.
to work." So,
What about Mach Rider?
Lock Rider's cool, but who
Oh, you
cares?
mean Excite Biker again?
Excite
I mean,
Biker with
yeah,
a better
but-
theme song.
Yeah, Mach
Like,
Rider
like-
has an amazing theme song. God damn it!
Excite Biker from behind.
Urban Champion.
What about it? What about Excite Truck?
Champion.
What about that samurai guy from that one game
Oh,
that's like
Takamaru.
supposedly? Yeah,
Samurai
Takamaru.
Goro?
Hey,
No.
Takamaru was in Nintendo Land. Just so
Yeah,
Was
his-
he?
his name was in Nintendo
No,
Land.
that's true. That's true. He wasn't actually in Nintendo Land, but his name was.
On a wall that said list of characters who won't ever be in Smash Brothers.
I bet like Nintendo forgot what Takamaru looked like.
That's why he wasn't in it.
Yeah, I just remembered his name.
Hey, how about Mike Jones?
Dude, I
Mike
love Mike
Jones.
Jones, but that guy literally has
Fucking Mike
zero
Jones.
chance.
Yeah,
That
no.
game was
Yeah.
only released in the U.S., and that automatically
Hey,
means that
there were-
Nintendo of
there
Japan
were
does
two of
not
them.
care.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
Yeah,
There's two of those games.
There was two of them, but they were both only released here, so
I know, but I do love them. They are fun.
You know who I want?
we're good.
Like,
What?
I'm gonna say this, and it's kind of a joke, but I'm kind of serious too.
Was it Sheriff again?
Big guy from Rhythm Heaven. The big-
Rubba dubba dub, is that true? Whoa, go big guy.
What about the karate guy? He's been in all the
Yeah,
games.
it would be if they were gonna do a Rhythm Heaven character. It would be Karate.
They're not gonna do a Rhythm Heaven character.
Dude, that's awesome.
DK Bongos for Brawl.
Josh has just as good a chance of getting in the game as a Rhythm Heaven guy does.
They've had 3 games.
Yeah, there could be a stage.
Oh, there should be a stage. That'd be awesome.
We'll get to that
What
later.
about anything from Electroplankton?
Nope.
Not even the stage. Not even.
Electricity will be in the game,
That
but
ain't
that's
been-
about it.
That ain't even a franchise, man.
Not even.
One game ain't no franchise.
Now you're just getting into like characters that are just never gonna happen. Like,
let's
talk about the elite.
Ready to call it?
Let's talk about the elite beat
Yeah.
agents and Hotel Dusk.
Ready to call it on characters?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. We should wrap this up. I should have went to bed an hour ago, and we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. So
Yeah, that's
Two
it.
stages and whatnot at some other time.
Yeah. Next time we'll talk about more shit.
Yeah. Stay tuned
Next time.
for crazy Smash chat with AdamantDitto.
Final Smashers.
Smash Bros.
Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, you are
Addicted.
Fucking dedicated.
Cue outro music.
More like cue me thanking you for watching this video. Now, if you like listening to us talk about stuff, we have some other Extra Joy videos you can go listen to. They don't have images or anything, they're podcasts, but you can go listen to those. If you like Smash Brothers, you can watch us play Super Smash Brothers Brawl back when we did that. Or if you really want to help us out, you can watch some of our Let's Plays. We currently have an ongoing one of Final Fantasy VII, and we also just did one of Disney's Mulan for the Game Boy. It is awful. You should watch it, it's hilarious. Also, we sell t-shirts and stickers if you care about those things. Yep.